Hey, I'm Sean Callagy. Welcome to Morning Mastery. It is Thankful Thursday, and we are shooting this at night, though, at the Capitol Grill post an awesome dinner we just had with a bunch of successful entrepreneurs, physicians, friends of ours, and others, and it's been a fantastic night. Thankful Thursday. Oh, by the way, we're here daily to connect and share with warriors like yourself, committed to your life of growth and mastery. In Thankful Thursday, what it's really all about is connecting with our level of gratitude as a way of overcoming our stress, our challenge, our frustration. We're feeling those things to drive ourselves back into action, get ourselves focused, ready to go. It really comes from a place of feeling that level of gratitude. And Rob, I'm incredibly grateful for the friendship that we've created, for the things that you've done to help us. And Rob is also one of our biggest supporters on our social media campaigns, in addition to doing other great things. And he even jumps in the ocean with me in the middle of fog and crazy hurricane-like conditions as a dear friend. So Rob, thank you, first of all. And just talking for you, like, what is it for you that you feel thankful for? When we talk about gratitude, no thinking, just right from heart to heart. What is it that you feel grateful for and keeps you moving forward?
The first thing I'm always grateful for is my wife and my 3 kids. That's the inspiration I have, and that's my motivation on a daily basis. That's why I wake up, for a deeper why. That's why I want to be able to do the things that I do. But the love that I have for my family is the first thing that stands out. And then sitting here tonight amongst all the people that were in this room, which was an incredible mastermind, incredible meeting of how to elevate each other, was I'm not going to use the word networking, but just an incredible experience that
relationship development, right?
That leads to agreement formations, and by the way, being able to have this tonight and in an atmosphere that Sean Callagy and Callagy Law set this up is really something I feel very grateful for. Grateful to be part of the team in any way that we can be. And just grateful for the relationship that's been developed over the last 11, 12 months.
Wow. And Rob is the owner and founder of Epic Wealth, right? And they drive and create awesome financial solutions for people. One of the great challenges that people have is not understanding, as Tony Robbins wrote in his great book, Money Matches the Game, is that people have a really difficult time understanding not only I think a lot of people think of where do I invest my money, and I'm going to find the guy that's going to beat the market and be that really super smart guy. But Rob, it's not so much about that, as Tony talks in his book. It's really about something quite different, and people understanding a critical issue about fees. Is that one of the big issues? Fair?
Absolutely, 100%. It's about education on fees and the lost opportunity cost associated with the fees, especially if they're excessive. Beyond 1%, I believe anything past from 1 to 2% and 2 to 3 is another 10 years in retirement of income that you lose.
People getting crushed and don't understand those things.
Yeah.
So fair to say, on this Thankful Thursday, we can create some messages for people who be thankful for their finances. Is that one of the key things you don't want to be looking at? Is like how do I beat the market? People don't beat the market. Nope. Is that fair?
That's 100%.
So you're on this thing as somebody that helps people with money, and you're not sitting here saying, hey, come invest with me. I'm gonna have the hot investment for you. That's not your message.
No.
Right? And that's if you read Tony's book, Money Matches the Game, that's what he talked about, talking to some of the greatest financial geniuses in history. Essentially, all of these people boiling this down to say, hey, you know what? You're not beating the market, right? Have a diversified portfolio and pay as little as possible in fees. And, fair to say, don't give people custodial control over your money.
Yes. How to be educated on your money. Money is portable power, so it's not about having a bunch of different Benjamins in a paper form. That's not what it's about. It's about being able to utilize the money that ties into your core values and beliefs. And at the same time, when it comes to how to invest your money, you need an investment philosophy first and foremost. Once you have that, the goal would be to create plans that diversify within and amongst asset classes, not just the portfolio itself. And the goal there would be to always outpace inflation and create other opportunities that could really have people maximize their overall wealth. And really, instead of just compounding a portfolio, compounding their wealth overall by keeping an eye on taxation and inflation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And recovery of lost opportunity cost.
Taxation, huge issue, and that opportunity cost. So, key message from Rob, we are talking about Thankful Thursday, but I'm going to give a little bit of bonus information today, it's really that consistency. And if you have children, or if you're at a younger age, getting yourself going, that consistency of compounding, avoiding those fees, and no matter where you are in your structure, you can find money to invest. Fair statement?
100%, right? Yes.
And the tragedy of all this is, I know so many people that have incredibly high income levels, and so many people with high income levels do not put money away. They just don't. And so if there's anything that you could, really sit back and confront yourself on this fun, Thankful Thursdays, you think of the people you love and you think of your future and your legacy, It's that putting that money away now and being consistent with it.
Absolutely, and Sean is actually 100% correct. And some people do put money away, but don't even know how to really maximize the money that they're putting away as well. So it really comes down to not only an education one time in a 3-minute video, but consistent education where there's a team behind you, and that can really bring forth that education on a basis where you're constantly in constant communication. Because my dad always said it best, and he was a police officer for 27 years. I come from a middle-class neighborhood. He worked 3 jobs to put me through a Jesuit high school, so we understand the value of obviously the middle class as well. The key is education consistently, and because things are always changing, nothing is constant as change. So keeping up with the changes is the most important thing for us.
Now, one last thing. I know this has been a little bit longer today, so I endorse Rob. I recommend Rob and Epic and his team. Phenomenal people. This is not something I normally do. This is really the first time in my entire career that I've been saying that about folks. I work with Rob. My family works with Rob. My business works with Rob. Just, he's been an awesome friend. But if you could do me a favor, and actually, respectfully, could do the folks out there listening a favor, the material we're putting out every day, right? A lot of people, oh yeah, it's this positive stuff. Can you give a perspective from your heart on what engaging with the information has done, our conversations have done, for the growth and trajectory of your business and your life?
Absolutely. So, for the stuff that I learned from Sean and watching the videos, listening to the videos, and writing out the content of the videos is something that I try and practice on a daily basis in my office. So it's really about the science of success, not a motivation, and the art of fulfillment. So Sean demonstrated to me, when I heard him speak a year ago, September, at Rooney's Crab House in Long Branch, New Jersey. When I heard him talk, I heard somebody whose action was just as loud as his words, but his words created a congruency for me that helped myself and the rest of the team at Epic on how to put things in a proper sequence. I just started. I mean, there's so much more that I want to learn from this, but watching Sean and how he impacts people through proper strategies overall has been the key for not only what he does, but if you look at all the good folks at Callagy Law, the infectious enthusiasm that they have. I think today when I reposted, they had a meeting Monday, Mastery Monday, and I found it incredible that Monday at, let's say, 9 a.m., there was excitement and enthusiasm in the room, and it felt like to me that was Christmas morning. That feeling of opening up your presents on a Monday, to be part of an organization like that, and to see what Sean does as a leader and also as a contributor, because he is a giver. He gives, and through proper coaching strategies and proper sequence of what he does, it's just incredible. And tonight somebody mentioned to me that there was 3 people in the room that all felt like they had a private, personal connection with Sean, and it was really about how Sean is able to touch many different people and make you feel very important, and it's all genuine, but make you feel like you're the most important person in the world. And I think that is such a rare quality that, I don't see in too many people. I'm going to finish with one other thing. In my life, I've been around greatness, whether it's, Bobby Hurley that played for Duke, or Daniel Hurley that played for Seton Hall, and their dad was the coach of St. Anthony's, who basically had 2,700 practices, 26 state championships, 5 national championships, 6 players that were first-round draft picks. I seen it. I watched it from when I was 8 years old to when Bobby got drafted in the NBA in the first round. And when I look at Sean and I look at Callagy Law and I look at exactly what's happened on a practice mastery, process mastery, influence mastery, where there's consistent competition positively created, I see greatness here that I believe the rest of America is going to know about one way or another. Is the best attorney in America, as well as just, it's not just about attorney, he's an entrepreneur, he's a giver, and he's building something special, opening offices all across the country. That's right off the top of my head for Thankful Thursday.
I appreciate that, brother. And this,
I get excited.
No, thank you. I'm so
real excited when I start talking about him.
But the key, the humility part is that I feel like I'm functioning at 15% of my capacity, number one. Number two, I didn't invent these principles. I synthesized some things I think in a really unique way that we call the Callagy results formula. But I've been taught by such incredible people, going back to my high school coaches, that taught me about work ethic, team, loyalty, caring, love. I love my brothers from high school. I love my teammates. And then I was very fortunate to be introduced to the world of personal development when Dr. Chuck Berg, my dear friend and chiropractor since I'm a kid, introduced me to Tony Robbins' work, and I'm part of that platinum program at this point, and that spun me off into the works of Napoleon Hill and Dale Carnegie and Og Mandino and these incredible people that just tackle this information and show me, you said the science of success, that there's a mechanism to producing results in our life. And listen, we all have challenges. I've made more mistakes than I've made right decisions, right? So this isn't preaching, but this is to say there's a science to getting more fulfillment, more time, more energy, more money, right, out of life with integrity and congruence and authenticity along the way. And that's all we're talking about here. And that's what these videos are all about. They're about having an answer instead of waking up and turning the news on, who got murdered, who got robbed, what the political parties are saying about each other, right? Whether it's the left or the right, or all the wars and the craziness and the negativity. It's not about false positivity. It's about solutions. 1% of the time on the problem. 1%. 99% on solving the problem. And if our world turned that way, we'd be in a much, much different place. Now we spend 99% of our time talking about the problems and on the fringe issues, as opposed to realizing how many, ties back to Thankful Thursday, the gratitude we should have. We live in the greatest time of freedom in human history. And we're constantly sitting there complaining and attacking the other side. People don't believe in what we believe in. And we really all believe in the same things. I have some different political viewpoints, I'm not going to get into what they are, than some people that are heroes of mine, people I look up to immensely. And you know what I say to people who say, well, wait, they believe in something different than you do? I say, no, they don't. We believe in the same things. We believe in freedom. We believe in caring. We believe in employment. We believe in work. We believe in all these great things for people. We just may have a little different idea how to get there. And if we all look at those things and have gratitude for the relationships we have, the people we work with, the serendipity of our life, and listen, I fall, flat in that sometimes, but I think the growth is how quickly you can get back into gratitude.
This is what I'm talking about. Sean talks about growth mindset. Sean talks about gratitude. Sean talks about the art of fulfillment, the science of success. Sean's constantly given. And here's where I'm sitting here and I'm just listening to him talk and I'm thinking back to values and beliefs. And once again, this goes back to reading all the great books, the Carnegie books, the Og Mandino books, the Tony Robbins, all these different books. He's the living example of doing it on a daily basis at levels that, from a practice mastery standpoint, Sean once mentioned to me there's a difference between 9 and 9.5 and 9.5 and 9.7. He's 9.8 when he's talking about being at 15% of his capacity. So from that standpoint, because he's so disciplined and because he's so committed to a why that is so deep, it gives him the energy, the juice, and the leverage over himself to do these videos on a daily basis, to share this information for free with people, and to give any kind of bump in motivation. Sometimes I'll wake up and I'll listen to a video, and I know John could attest to this, and it just gives you a little bit of juice that gets you through the next hour, and all of a sudden your day starts. So, I can't be thankful enough to Sean, Callagy Law, the whole team. I can't be thankful enough to the fact that he is who he is and what he learned from all these different coaching channels, because it has such a powerful impact on the lives of all the people that work within my organization and all the clients that we're able to help, is really the ripple effect of some of the things that we're learning together. So, values and beliefs, and he could communicate with anybody. He could communicate with the janitor. He could communicate with, the $1 billion CEO. He could communicate with anybody across the board with passion, love, understanding, and be able to probably make them cry. Because he always makes me cry, maybe once every 5 times.
No. Well, thank you.
10 times.
And this has been a super long one, but my gratitude for Rob and Energy is really centered on a number of things. But one final thing I'll say is that I appreciate you, Rob, but I also appreciate all the folks commenting, sharing, watching the videos, because when you're doing this, getting that feedback matters. It matters to me, and I am so thankful for the amount of momentum that we're building, the people that are sharing and pushing the message out there, because that's really why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to help people. I'm doing this to share the stuff that has taken me decades to learn, $500,000 in expenditures and programs and coaching and different things. That's not a fake number. I'm spending over $100,000 this year in programs, easily over $100,000. And so, the give back is what excites me, because people gave that to me. When Dr. Chuck Berg said, "Hey, go read Awaken the Giant Within," it gave me a language. Everything wasn't brand new, but it gave me a language for